Miss Nova, guess what? I brought a reusable water bottle to work yesterday.
Nice. Very responsible.
I know, I felt responsible. I felt mature. I felt like a man with a plan.
Why do I feel like this story is about to fall apart?
Because I left the bottle on my kitchen counter. And then I bought a plastic bottle on the way to work.
Oh, Zane.
I know. Then I carried that plastic bottle around all day with deep environmental guilt.
Deep environmental guilt?
Yes, the bottle was small, but the guilt was enormous.
Funny story, but it actually points to something real. Climate change can make people feel guilty before the conversation even starts.
Exactly. Guilty, confused, overwhelmed, sometimes unsure what to even say.
Which is why today we're keeping it calm, honest and useful. No panic, no blaming, just a real conversation.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Speak English with Miss Nova, your cozy little place for real everyday English.
I'm Miss Nova.
And I'm Zane, still accepting responsibility for the bottle.
As you should.
I knew you'd say that. But honestly, that little bottle story is useful today because it shows the actual problem.
We often know the better choice, but real life gets messy.
Exactly. We forget things, we rush, we're tired, and suddenly the easier choice wins.
So today, we're talking about climate change in a calm, practical way. Not a news report, not a scary science lecture.
Good, because if someone opens with, "The planet is doomed," I immediately want to hide under a blanket.
Fair. A fin blanket, though. It is getting warmer.
That was a genuinely serious joke, and I felt it.
Today, we want to help you talk about climate change in English with real confidence, because this topic shows up in normal life more than we think. Heat, food waste, plastic, shopping, travel, energy, all those small everyday choices.
Since this is a slightly heavier topic, we'll use a bit more advanced English today. Great for B2 and C1 learners, but if you're B1, just follow the main ideas and enjoy the flow.
You don't need to catch every single word the first time. Later, we'll slow down some useful environmental words and help you turn simple or harsh sentences into something more natural and balanced.
Honest, but not hopeless.
I like that. Okay, let's begin. Zane, your bottle story was funny, but it also felt very real. It wasn't really about one bottle, was it?
No, it was about that exact moment when you know the better choice, but still choose the easier one.
I know reusable bottles are better. I know carrying a bag from home is better. I know wasting food isn't great. But normal life doesn't always give you the perfect moment for the perfect choice.
Right, you're rushing, you forget something, you're hungry, you're late, and convenience wins.
That word matters, convenient, meaning easy or useful in that exact moment.
And that's where the guilt begins, I think, because you notice the gap.
Exactly, the gap between what you believe and what you actually do. That's honest and genuinely very common.
Climate conversations can make that feeling worse sometimes.
They can. They can make people feel like every small mistake means they're a bad person.
I don't like that.
Me neither. Guilt can make you pay attention, but shame can make you give up entirely.
That's a strong line.
Thank you. Don't enjoy it too much.
I'll try. I think some people avoid this whole topic because they don't want to feel judged.
Right. They hear climate change and immediately think, oh no, someone's about to tell me everything I do is wrong.
And honestly, that kind of conversation rarely helps anyone.
A better conversation isn't "you're terrible."
Good. I prefer that.
A better conversation is, Let's understand our impact and make wiser choices where we actually can. Impact means the effect something has.
And environmental impact means the effect something has on nature, air, water, or climate.
That feels far more useful than guilt alone.
It is, because once we understand the impact, we can make better decisions, not perfect ones.
I can live with better.
Good. Better is a solid place to start.
I think another reason people struggle with this topic is that it feels genuinely too big.
It is big. Rising temperatures, pollution, forests, oceans, energy. It can feel like too much to hold in your head at once.
And then one person thinks, what difference can I possibly make?
That's such a common feeling. I feel it too, honestly.
Really?
Of course. If a problem is global, one small action can feel tiny, like taking one spoon of water out of the ocean.
But I think we have to avoid two opposite mistakes here.
What are they?
One mistake is thinking your actions alone can fix everything. That's way too much pressure. The other mistake is thinking your actions mean nothing at all.
That's too hopeless.
Right. Real life sits somewhere in the middle.
So my one plastic bottle didn't destroy the planet.
No, but your habits still matter.
I can believe that. I like the middle. The middle lets me breathe.
And breathing is genuinely useful, especially on a climate episode.
Some words still confuse me, though.
Which ones?
Eco-friendly, for example.
Ah, yes, that word's everywhere now. Bags, bottles, cups, hotels, notebooks, and sometimes on things wrapped in far too much plastic.
I once saw an eco-friendly product wrapped in 3 separate layers of plastic.
That's confusing.
It was like the product was whispering, "I care about nature," while wearing a full plastic coat.
That image is very clear.
Thank you. I suffered a little for that image.
For our learners, eco-friendly simply means less harmful to the environment.
Useful word, but it should mean something real, not just look nice on a package.
Not just green leaves printed on a label. It should mean less waste, less energy, better materials, or longer use.
Longer use. Sometimes the most eco-friendly choice is actually not buying a new thing at all.
Oh, I know that one hurt a little.
Why?
Because I've definitely bought things just to feel like I was improving my life.
We all have. A new notebook, a new bottle, a new storage box.
And sometimes those are genuinely useful. Sometimes, though, you're just buying the feeling of being organized.
That's very honest.
Painfully honest.
This connects to overconsumption, right? Buying or using more than we really need?
Exactly that. So if you buy an eco-friendly item you don't actually need, it may still add to overconsumption.
That's annoying, but useful.
Most useful things are annoying, apparently.
Miss Nova, can I ask something? Is it wrong to want nice things?
No, not at all.
Good. I was worried.
Wanting comfort or beauty isn't the enemy here. The question isn't, can I own anything?
Thank you. That was getting stressful.
The better question is, am I buying this because I need it, will use it, and value it, or because I'm bored, or because I saw a video?
Dangerous. Very dangerous.
Or because the website said limited offer.
The 2 most powerful words in online shopping.
Truly. Overconsumption often happens when buying becomes emotional, retail therapy.
Buying something just to feel better. I know that feeling well.
Most people do. And again, this isn't about shame. It's about noticing.
That's it exactly. Once we notice our habits, we can choose differently. Repairing something instead of replacing it, borrowing something you only need once, buying better quality and using it longer.
Or simply pausing before buying.
The pause is powerful.
A small pause can stop a lot of unnecessary buying. And when we buy less, we create less waste, too.
That connects to another phrase people hear constantly: carbon footprint.
That phrase sounds big.
It does, but the idea is actually simple. A carbon footprint is the amount of carbon pollution connected to a person, product, or lifestyle.
So, travel has a carbon footprint?
Yes, air conditioning too.
The energy we use at home?
Part of it. Food choices, online shopping too, because products are made, packed, shipped, and sometimes even returned.
Returns have a footprint too?
They can.
I did not need to hear that.
Sorry. It's useful though.
Uncomfortable, but useful. That's a good description of many climate conversations, honestly.
But here's something important. Carbon footprint shouldn't become another way to attack yourself.
Good. I needed that sentence.
It should help you become more aware, not ashamed. If someone drives to work because there's no decent public transport, criticizing them doesn't really help.
Right. Sometimes people don't have many choices. Money matters, time matters, safety matters, family needs matter.
That's why climate conversations should always include real life.
That makes the word sustainable feel more realistic, too.
It does. Sustainable means something can continue over time without causing too much harm. We can use it for the planet, but also for our own habits.
So, if a choice is perfect, but impossible to keep repeating, it might not be sustainable for your actual life.
That's genuinely helpful. We need choices people can actually repeat. Using less electricity where possible, taking public transport when it works, carrying a reusable bottle when you remember it.
When you remember it.
I deserved that.
You did. There's another part of climate change people sometimes forget: biodiversity. That word sounds serious.
It is serious, but the idea is simple. Biodiversity means the variety of plants, animals, insects, and living things in an area.
So, not just big animals.
Not just tigers and whales. Bees, too. Birds, trees, tiny insects, soil life, plants we don't even notice.
Soil life sounds like a secret underground city.
I actually like that.
Biodiversity matters because nature is connected. Plants need insects, birds need plants, soil needs tiny living things, and people need healthy ecosystems.
Ecosystems, meaning natural systems where living things depend on each other?
Right. So when one part disappears, other parts can suffer too.
That's a little scary.
It is. But it's also beautiful. It reminds us nature isn't just decoration outside the window.
It's a living system, and we're part of it.
Exactly. That makes the whole topic feel less distant. Can I say something that might sound a little bad?
Of course.
Sometimes I get tired of the phrase, save the planet.
Why?
Because it sounds too huge, like I need a cape.
Climate superhero Zane.
I don't have the shoulders for that costume.
Fair.
I prefer smaller language, like waste less. Use what you already have. Think before buying. Protect the places near you.
I like that last one especially.
Because when the language is too big, I feel powerless. But when it's practical, I can actually act.
That's a great point for English learners, too. You don't always need huge sentences to talk about this topic. You can use calm, specific English. I'm trying to reduce my carbon footprint. I want to make more sustainable choices. Overconsumption is a real problem. Biodiversity matters because nature is connected.
That sounds mature, but not too heavy.
Exactly what we want. I think the best climate conversations leave people with responsibility, but not despair.
despair meaning deep hopelessness, and responsibility meaning I have a part to play, not the whole burden.
Just a part. That feels much healthier.
Let's slow down and review today's useful words. First, sustainable. Able to continue over time without causing too much harm. I need a sustainable routine, not a perfect one.
Next, eco-friendly. Less harmful to the environment. I'm trying to make more eco-friendly choices.
Third, carbon footprint. The amount of carbon pollution connected to a person or lifestyle. I'm trying to reduce my carbon footprint.
Fourth, environmental impact. The effect something has on nature. I'm trying to think about the environmental impact before I buy something.
Fifth, overconsumption. Buying or using more than we really need. I'm trying to avoid overconsumption by using what I already have.
And finally, biodiversity. The variety of living things in an area. This forest has rich biodiversity.
Sustainable, eco-friendly, carbon footprint, environmental impact, overconsumption, biodiversity. Say it better.
Let's take a few common sentences and make them sound more natural and balanced.
First, climate change is too scary to talk about.
Understandable, but that sentence closes the conversation. Better, climate change can feel overwhelming, but I want to understand it better.
Next, I don't do anything for the environment.
A little harsh and maybe not even fully true. Better, I'm trying to make more sustainable choices.
Next, eco-friendly things are too expensive.
Sometimes true, so we don't want to ignore that. Better, some eco-friendly options are expensive, but I can still reduce waste in simple ways.
Next, my small choices don't matter.
Sounds defeated. Better, my choices aren't the whole solution, but they still have an environmental impact.
Next, people buy too much.
A little blunt. Better, overconsumption is a major environmental problem. Or, I'm trying to avoid overconsumption by buying less.
And finally, nature is disappearing.
Emotional. And sometimes emotional language is honest. But more precisely, biodiversity is under pressure. Or, when natural places are damaged, biodiversity suffers.
So today's lesson isn't about sounding fancy. It's about talking about a serious topic with better, calmer words.
So we don't need perfect environmental lives.
No, we need more aware lives, more thoughtful choices, better conversations, and maybe a few less plastic bottles left behind on kitchen counters.
That would help.
I'm growing slowly, sustainably.
Very good. You prepared that one.
I did.
So tell us in the comments, how do you feel when people talk about climate change? Worried? Responsible? Confused? Hopeful? Try using one word from today's episode.
If this episode helped you, like, subscribe, and share it with someone who'd enjoy a calm, honest conversation about this topic.
This is Miss Nova. You've been listening to Speak English with Miss Nova.
And this is Zane.
Take care of your English and take care of the world you live in.
Bye for now.